Well, in the binge watch today, I'm going to start things off a little differently by talking about a film that has just been released in the cinema. Not done that before on this. Usually I just talk about things I can stream, but I feel like I've got to talk about Avengers Infinity War. Right off the back, I loved it. I absolutely loved it. I mean, it's got its problems. Some characters are portrayed not the best that they could be, but it was inevitable when you have so many different characters that have been dealt with by different directors all coming together for this spectacle, this 10-year mark in Marvel's road. This is a Thanos film. This isn't an Avengers film, it's a Thanos film. The development they have on this character, it's what's been missing from Marvel films for years. I always think that their weakest part is their villains. Always just throwaway villains. You got the likes of Loki, who got quite a bit of development, but he's more of an anti-hero than an actual villain. Like Vulture, I think Vulture and Spider-Man was great, but there's far too many, like, what was the guy from Thor: The Dark World, the Dark Elf, can't remember his name, or Ronan the Accuser, just throwaway villains that leave very little impact and are just there so that they can have someone to fight. Thanos, he is the hero in his own story, so he doesn't believe he is the bad guy. He is doing what he thinks is right, even if it's mad, and that's why I loved it. I'll definitely be going to see it again, and obviously no spoilers here, but it hits you in the feels. It really does, and I'm looking forward to seeing where Marvel go with this next. Next, like I mentioned in my last episode, I started watching Constantine. They dropped the ball on this one a little bit. I did enjoy it. There were some episodes which, like the first few episodes, were just good. I was really enjoying it. I was really like the world established. The guy who plays John Constantine, Matt Ryan, I think he's great. Doesn't sound Scouse though. It's a Welsh guy playing a Scouse guy. But there were too many episodes that were just the same. I think you can tell that they didn't intend to end after one season because the overarching story doesn't go anywhere. In fact, the season finale doesn't even feel that much of a season finale, and it was a bit predictable. It's like it has moments where it's great, like fantastic television. Then other moments where it's just like, I'm a bit bored. I felt like at some points I was just getting through it just so I could finish it and talk about it. I am glad that CW saved the character, got the rights to him and brought him into Arrow and Legends of Tomorrow, because Matt Ryan did a good job. And yeah, so I don't know, it's not a necessity, but if you're a fan of the Arrowverse, it could be interesting for you to get some of the backstory on one of their more recent characters. Got introduced to an older film this week, an old Adam Sandler one called Mr. Deeds. I know Adam Sandler gets a lot of stick because his films are critically loved. In fact, a lot of time they're just plain stupid or downright unwatchable. But this film, his earlier work is fantastic, and this film was just nice. It's just a story of a nice guy who inherits a fortune. It doesn't change him. He's still just nice, helps everybody, even when people are trying to do bad stuff to him and screw him over. I enjoyed it. I really enjoyed it. It was funny. It's that stupid. Came out in 2002, so it's that era that didn't really know that it had left the 90s yet. I had a thoroughly good time with it, so I'd highly recommend giving that a watch just for a feel-good film. After that, I went on to watch Delivery Man with Vince Vaughn. I've seen this one in the cinema when it came out, and so the premise is a bit ridiculous. Vince Vaughn being the father to 533 children via ridiculous amount of sperm donation. So I have a chubby Chris Pratt in it as his kind of useless, funny lawyer friend. That was fun to watch. I enjoyed this one as much as the premise was a bit stupid and many things that happen in it are just a bit unbelievable. That's another kind of as in Mr. Dean's. It has really beautiful moments, this film, and overall it's just enjoyable. So, and quite funny. After that, I don't know why I watched this. I know I've seen it before, and it's awful. It was American Pie: The Book of Love. It was the last of the American Pie spin-off films that had just been getting worse. It's shit. It is. After rewatching it now after a few years, I realize it's not funny. It's not even that ridiculous, cringy comedy that the originals had. This just isn't funny. And I feel like they put a character in as the Stifler just so they could have a Stifler character. And it's just creepy. This film is creepy and weird and not funny and just well past its sell-by date. I'm going to throw a spoiler in there. It has one of the worst scenes in the American Pie movie where a character gets raped by a moose. It's not even funny. The scene just, it's not a funny film. Don't watch it, just don't. Another last minute watch is kind of felt like watching a Ryan Reynolds film, because obviously we have Deadpool 2 coming out soon, and that was R.I.P.D. God, that was bad. That was so bad. It's like a supernatural rip-off of Men in Black. Terrible effects, corny jokes. In fact, it's good to watch just because of how bad it is, and it's trying so hard. It could have been something as well. There's small elements that it's stupid, isn't it? So yeah, I'd give R.I.P.D. a miss. There's better Ryan Reynolds films on there. I could talk about the other week, Hitman's Bodyguard. If you want your Ryan Reynolds film that's on Netflix. In fact, actual Deadpool's on Netflix. Just watch Deadpool. I've been watching, and I'll be finishing talking about next week, so this episode only just came out, which is Ash versus Evil Dead. Now, I for one am absolutely gutted that this has been cancelled. I love it. I love the Evil Dead. I love the series. I'll talk about it properly indeed next week. After the series cancellation, Bruce Campbell has announced that he was retiring as playing Ash Williams, and that is devastating. But I think, considering we never thought we'd get a fourth movie, well, obviously we didn't get a fourth movie, but instead we got 30 episodes, which, if you put them together, equivalent to like 15 2-hour movies. That's more than we ever could have asked for. So I'll go probably into why I love this series next week.